Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to Parasocial Pals, the podcast that's about Star Trek and occasionally other things. I'm Papa Strell. With me, as always, is my co host, Nick. Nick, how are you doing? Don't mind me. I'm in the void. Give me a second.
I'm all right. Just did my taxes this morning.
Oh, hell
Took
yeah.
like an hour. I I got like 200 bucks back and then spent 100 of it on TurboTax.
Yeah, those fucking TurboTax. I forget the one that I use. It's slightly cheaper, but it's all bullshit.
Um, is it my settings or is the stream cut off a little? Might be my settings
Uh,
on Twitch.
it Oh wow, you guys are gonna see everything. I think it's your settings. It looks good on my screen. Um,
Might be in like theater mode or some shit.
yeah, it could be. I hate that shit.
I don't know. All I need to see is Spock's mug up there.
There
I don't
you
need to see
go.
myself.
That reassuring Vulcan face. All right,
Uh,
now I'm
yeah,
here.
other than taxes, I didn't really do much this morning.
Nice. Well,
How about you?
least you're done for another year. I actually did quite a bit this morning. I was playing some video games. I did got a little bit further on my second playthrough of Resident Evil 9. Played a bit of Slay the
Mm.
Spire. Installed a bidet in my downstairs bathroom.
Oh, can't wait to use that.
Yeah, it was super fun. Here's the best part: it doesn't fucking work.
Oh,
Yeah, so it's not the bidet's fault. It's the fact that my water pressure downstairs is dog shit.
mm,
So it's mechanical, so it doesn't require any electricity.
mm,
And the water shoots out of like it shoots down a little like spout and then sprays the water, but the water pressure's not high enough to shoot the spout out.
mm.
So it just fucking dribbles water all over the place and doesn't do anything. So now I've got to figure out if there's a way to increase the water pressure in my toilet, which is after a quick Google search, the answer is no, but I know at least one plumber. I'll talk to him and see what I can find out.
Make the pipe smaller? I don't know.
Yeah, that basically I might be able to get like a rubber gasket to put in there and basically restrict the flow, which will increase the water pressure. Hopefully that's enough, but we'll see.
Or alternative idea, get one of those clowny flower sprayers, just put it down your toilet and let somebody squeeze the
Yeah,
thing.
there you go. Yeah, squeeze power instead of that fucking bullshit little knob. I get you. But yeah, otherwise that was pretty much my morning.
Well, at least one of us was productive.
Yeah, you could say that. Man, enough about home improvement and taxes. Let's talk about something that's really important. Motherfucking Star Trek.
It is the future. I
Or the
I guess I
past.
hope.
One of the
I
two.
don't know. Uh, yeah, I guess this week we were watching Devil in the Dark and Errand of Mercy.
Errand of Mercy. That's right.
I guess we'll just jump into it with the synopsis for Devil in the Dark,
Yeah.
the short synopsis. So our cast today is it's mostly going to be Kirk and Spock. There's a little bit of Scotty in there, a little bit of Bones. I don't think we see Sulu or Uhura today or this week. Well, this
There's a
episode.
you see something of Uhura in the next episode, but yeah, very little Uhura, a little bit of Sulu, but yeah, very much a main four, if you will.
And then for our guest characters, there's not actually a lot of super important guest characters. There's like the mining chief and then all his subordinates.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
And
Like, there are a lot of side characters, but most of them are
yeah,
unimportant.
most of them don't have speaking lines, basically.
Yeah,
And we have a very special guest character, the Horta,
the
an alien
Horta.
pizza monster that is a man in a costume crawling on all fours. Um, but anyway, the episode as it goes, there is a The show opens with a cold open of a man being killed by a monster in the mines. He gets burned to death almost immediately as soon as he's left alone.
Mm-hmm.
The miners call in for reinforcement support from the
I
do they
get,
call it the Federation yet? I
yeah,
don't
I
know.
think Federation, Starfleet, one of the two.
Yeah, they call in the Enterprise and be like, please help us. And so the Enterprise arrives. They start tracking down the monster. Spock notices immediately that uh, of among the many things that they're mining, because apparently this whole planet's a treasure trove of minerals.
Just all the
There's
minerals.
these weird spherical nodes. Turns out those are monster eggs. Uh, yeah, so they basically spend a lot of the episode hunting the Horta down. They finally manage to injure it, and then as soon as they have it cornered, they have a a crisis of conscience because it turns out they would be committing genocide by killing this final survivor of its species.
Mm-hmm.
So Spock does a mind meld. He communicates with the monster, and they get Bones to patch it up, and they convince the miners to work with the monsters, and everybody leaves happy. The end.
Everybody's happy and nothing bad ever happened again. The end.
Yep, they all just decided to get along.
Yeah, this was an interesting one. Very monster centric, which I feel like we have not had in quite a while. It's been, if the episode's been alien centric, they've usually been fairly humanoid.
Yeah. Yeah, this is they made a costume and they got their fucking money's worth out of it.
Boy, did they. All $20. We do
Can we throw up a picture of the Horta?
Oh yeah, you know what? Let's do that.
Because it looks like a burnt lasagna.
Yeah, I know, like a strawberry brownie that was overcooked. Star Trek. Yeah, there we
Oh,
go.
yeah.
Yeah, look at
Yeah,
this
there it is.
fucking burned meatball, fucking overdone almond brownie.
I suppose Spock says it's a silicon-based life. So it's I guess it's made of rocks.
Yeah, I technically like, isn't silicon like one of those weird, like it's a semi-metal?
Um, I think something like that.
Oh, cool. We have a fucking diagram of the nervous system. Don't need that, nerds.
So this episode, I guess, owes a lot, like a lot of other sci-fi things owe a lot to this fucking monster
Boy, do they. Yeah.
because I think do you remember that movie Evolution?
Yeah, the one with David Duchovny.
Yeah, I believe those monsters were also silicon based.
It. Yeah, I forget if yeah. They were definitely not carbon based, and that was a big part. We should rewatch.
That's why they were
Evolution.
weak to head and shoulders.
Yeah,
Selenium.
selenium. That's right. Fucking Evolution.
I believe Rocky from the new popular movie,
Oh
was it
yes,
Hail Mary
Project Hail Mary.
is he's probably silicon based.
Yeah, I would imagine so. They didn't really get into it, but if he's a rock, he's probably silicon based.
Basically, anytime sci-fi writers want a rock monster, they just say it's a silicon-based life form.
Yeah. It's just a thing that's ingrained in sci-fi now. You can just say that, and people are like, oh yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, to back up a little bit, the episode opens with an amazing like interior cave shot with a
Oh yeah,
fantastic matte painting. I would love something like that in my house.
they reused that painting quite a few times in this
They
episode.
they were really proud of it, and they were right to do so. One of the better made and like lit sets that I think we've seen yet, because we've had a couple of
Yeah,
like interior cave areas, and they either looked like just a regular fucking room that they threw some paint on, or just like kind of poorly lit. This one was really great.
yeah. I noticed whatever film they used to remaster this from was seemed to be in better condition than certain other episodes.
Yeah, there was a lot less graininess to this one. Which despite us watching with the original effects, it was the film was still restored and touched up. Looks really great. Um, so yeah, we get the interior shot, and we get our first space Italian, whose name I forget. Doesn't matter. He's gonna die soon.
Uh, he's Schmidt.
Ah, Schmidt, that's right. And so there's a whole group of guys like looking around. They're like, "Hey, Schmidt, what are you doing lagging behind?" And Schmidt is being kind of weird and cagey. And I'm like, "Wait, is this going to turn into the thing?" And then Schmidt dies like 2 seconds later. I'm like, "Oh, okay, never mind. This isn't the thing."
He's only 2 days away from
He was
retirement.
2 days away from space miner retirement. Um. So yeah, they call out for help, and they're like, "Hey, we're mining a bunch of minerals for you. Get the fuck down here and fix this problem, or no more minerals." Um, so the Enterprise is like, "All right, I guess we're going to solve a problem." Um, I
Yeah, this is before Roddenberry had the idea of a post-scarcity future. So we still have like the necessity of mining things.
Yeah, and I know there's been fucking dissertations and probably entire doctoral degrees about like, wait, if this is like a utopia future where nobody has to work, why the fuck do you have miners?
There's so many miners too.
So many miners. I didn't think it would be multiple episodes. We'd be dealing with the trials and tribulations of space miners.
Um, I mean, I guess back then space mining, like mining, was the only thing you could do in space as a reasonable job, right?
Yeah, like it's okay. What are the planets going to do? Well, they're basically going to be like Earth, or they're going to be mining planets. I don't know what else like that. That's the breadth of fucking
Like
space travel in 1968.
realistically, there is nothing to do in space but like harvest other planets for minerals.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, why would we go out there? There's nothing out there.
Well, to contact and document new life, as is the job of Captain James T. Kirk. But other than that, it's mining.
I am of the opinion that if there's anything out there, we don't want to meet them.
I don't know. I would like a little rock friend.
I think your rock friend is just as likely to tear you apart and try to see what's inside you.
Yeah, 50-50. I'll take my chances. Speaking of deadly rocks, one of the first things that they mention when they get onto the mining plant is like, we make the best asbestos around.
Oh yeah.
It's like, fuck yeah, mine that space asbestos. That shit's gonna be perfect forever. No problems. Put it in all the spaceships.
I think they mentioned the Horta is also made of asbestos.
Yeah, it's a very asbestos-based planet. Absolutely no respirators or really any sort of protective gear on those miners, by the way. They wear a jumpsuit, and that's fucking it.
Yeah, it's not even like a fancy space jumpsuit either. It's just like a janitor uniform.
Yeah, they probably just got it off of whatever fucking janitor fucking supply site that they cite, like they had the fucking internet, whatever.
They got a few like sci-fi pips or whatever on there, but yeah,
Yeah.
other than that,
That
it's just a.
they just sewed it onto a random jumpsuit.
There's also one guy with like a pink jumpsuit, and I don't know what his job is.
Yeah, he was the only one with that color of jumpsuit, and he was.
And aside from like the foreman, he had the most speaking lines, but I don't know what
Yeah.
his deal was.
Maybe he was second in command. Maybe we need to put Spock in a pink outfit, just so we can really tell them apart.
I think Spock could rock pink.
Hell yeah, he could.
It would really bring out the green of his skin.
Oh yes, the sometimes green, sometimes just extra pale, sometimes a little yellow.
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, back then the makeup effects they didn't care.
Yeah, they're like, we want him to look like weird, but not super different.
They keep saying he looks like the devil. I don't see it. But okay.
Yeah, I could kind of see it with the ears, but the devil wouldn't have a fucking fringe like that. Devil's got better
No.
hair sense.
Devil wouldn't have a yee ass haircut.
Yes, haircut. Something else that was amazing in that foreman's office is like he had maps of the tunnels, and they were just maps that he pulled out of the walls. Looked like some shit I saw
yeah.
in elementary school.
The analog map
In this super sophisticated
like a-
space mining colony.
looked like a metro map. Yeah.
Yeah, it was super like there were red lines and blue lines, and it was not clear what was what. Not important to the story, but it was like, I guess this is a map. Whatever.
I think he also mentioned at some point that the maps were like a year old.
Yeah, Yeah, he said the
I'm
maps
like,
were
do
a
you
year
not
out
have
of date.
people? Why aren't you constantly making maps? You are constantly mining. You
You,
should be updating them.
yeah, seriously, for fucking safety and tracking and knowing what the fuck you've mined. Maybe the good maps were on the computer, which you didn't feel like turning on.
Yeah. They, I think they consistently said this whole place was like behind on development or
Yeah, I
technology.
think you're right. Yeah, they're just running on fucking whatever they've had for the past 20 years or so.
Because like, I didn't mention in my synopsis, but there's like a nuclear reactor that's like super old.
Yeah, Scotty
They all
fucking laughs at how old it is.
they all have Phaser One, but the Enterprise is outfitted with Phaser Two, the
Mm,
sequel to Phaser One.
hell yeah, Phaser 2 is way better. Um Speaking of which, just before that, one of the things the foreman has in his office is a big silicon ball
Yeah,
that our boy Spock takes a liking to, and he's very, very interested in this silicon ball. The foreman's like, oh yeah, there's hundreds of them down in the mine. We don't know what the fuck they are, but they don't do anything. I just keep it here for fun.
yeah. It looks like one of those like generic plastic balls that you would get from like Walmart or Target.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It seemed like it might have even been made out of foam. If he had squeezed it a little too hard, maybe you could have seen the indents.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, like basically just looked like a giant pearl. Um, but they said it was not valuable at all. And
we do
then
eventually see like a cracked one,
yeah,
like an opened up one. They're hollow inside, and I don't know how the miners would have missed that there's something inside those.
yeah, that's they say like, oh yeah, it's just like trace minerals or whatever, and it's like you didn't that there was nothing that was particularly weird about those. How hard did you actually look? Probably not that hard.
Maybe they were still in the like zygotic phase or whatever. We don't know when. I guess we do know that they were about to hatch
Yeah, they said that they were
because
about to hatch.
so there would have been shit inside
Yeah,
those.
seriously. Um,
But
yeah. I think shortly after this we cut to a lone blonde man going about a hallway, and then he dies from the same monster attack.
yeah, it gets reduced to teeth and what
Yeah, teeth and bones. Speaking of which,
skull fragments or some shit.
yeah, they have Bones take a look at what they got left of the last guy, and he's like, yeah, he definitely burned, but it was probably like acid and not fire.
Yeah, because they show the monster leaves behind like piles of ash.
Yeah, it looked like a pile of ash, which is weird. I don't think you'd get that with acid, but whatever. I'm not a fucking rockologist. I think this is around the time that they get an
They
alert
didn't
that
mention
something's
what
wrong.
kind of acid it was, did they?
They just said it was very strong. I don't think they gave it a specific name.
It's probably for the best.
Yeah, it just fucking whatever the strongest acid is times 11.
Yeah.
So yeah, they find that hole's been melted in a door that leads to the reactor for the mine that powers the machinery and the life support and other things. And something seems to have melted the wall and taken out the pump, the super crucial but not dangerous pump for the reactor.
Um,
Go ahead.
I think they mentioned they're stuck with a choice between losing life support and suffocating to death or dying of radiation poisoning.
Yeah. It's like we need this pump back or we're gonna die one way or another. Because before Kirk was like, yeah, I don't know, we want to help you, but like I don't care that much about your miners. Like we'll get to it. And this puts a time element into play. So now Kirk has to care a little bit more.
It feels like it was a writing mandate at the time that you need to put like a time constraint on this.
Yeah, we can't just have all the time in the world to solve these problems because that's what Kirk would prefer.
Or I don't maybe that was just like the trope at the time is like, to give it stakes, you need to give a solid time limit on
Yeah.
what you're doing.
Maybe about like I don't know, a broadcast hour. So yeah, that's when they phone up to the Enterprise. It's like, hey, Scotty, you know anything about this reactor? And he's like, yeah, that shit's like 20 years old. It's fucking dog shit. Why? I need you to make me a pump for it. Scotty's like, I can't make. Fine, whatever. Okay, I guess I can make you a fucking pump.
I got some like hose and pipes in my dresser. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's like
I'll rig something up.
I could jury rig something. I fucking guess. So they get Scotty down there to buy him some time before the fucking reactor melts down, or they just scluffocate.
I think what he ends up making looks like a bicycle pump attached to a bong.
That's what I was thinking. I wasn't sure if it was like a sump pump or a bicycle pump. They definitely had some tubes. He made it look like it was some bullshit that he slapped together.
Yeah, because he was just like sticking it up into the like broken part of the reactor.
Yeah, you couldn't actually see much of what was going on. It's just like, here's the bicycle pump, the tubes go into the reactor, and just listen to the techno jargon. But yeah, Scotty says like, it'll hold for a couple of hours, but it's not going to last forever. So they still got the time aspect. And this is when they, I think they sort of...
Yeah.
Go ahead.
They say that the creature stole the like pump part that they needed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I didn't just destroy it.
Yeah.
Well, I do know because the writers needed to like solve the situation with everyone alive.
Yeah.
But...
There's some very weird like choices and things that they do. Like, oh, this monster is not dangerous at all. It's killed 50 people. Yeah, it's like it. Not worth
but
fucking...
they killed thousands of its children.
They killed thousands of its potential children, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird that it like took the pump instead of just destroying it. But no, they're peaceful.
Kirk taking... I didn't know Kirk was pro-life, but okay.
Yeah, Kirk is pro whatever gets me back on my ship. Kirk literally flip-flops multiple times in this episode.
I know. Like in the same conversation too.
Yeah. I think this is around the time where Spock determines, oh, hey, maybe the monster is silicone based. I already did it. Silicon based, like like these balls that we got. And if that's the case, then the bullshit phaser number ones that these miners have aren't going to do anything to it.
Yeah. They come up with several speculations on why the monster is phaser resistant.
Yeah.
One, maybe because silicon life is just resistant to that. Two, because I don't know, their phasers aren't strong enough to get through its hide.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they mentioned briefly earlier that one of the miners did not see it very well, but definitely got a clear shot on it with his phaser. Don't know how the fuck that happened. But that it did basically nothing.
He set the phaser to ultraviolet.
Yeah.
He couldn't actually see.
He was very clear that he knows he hit it, but he didn't actually see the thing he hit. Fucking miners. But anyway, this is I think this is around the time where we get a first good clear look at the asbestos pizza brownie monster.
Yeah. I think they like do a magic reveal through a tunnel when it comes at them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it just sort of comes out of nowhere. And I think Kirk manages to get a shot off on it with his phaser number 2 set specifically to silicon damage, and it actually like chops a piece of it off.
That they immediately start touching with their bare hands.
Yeah, like the monster that they know melts people on like contact in seconds. They just start touching it because this is fucking Starfleet and they just love touching it with their bare hands.
I guess from what we see of the creature, not that they would know this, is that it appears to use the acid from its underside because it needs to like engulf things to melt them.
Yeah, it any time before we've seen it attack someone, it kind of seemed like it was rearing up. You can't see it too well because the camera's always behind the monster. And I think this is around the time that they determined, oh yeah, it probably uses the acid to go through the tunnels. That's why there's all those new tunnels you guys don't remember digging. They're like, oh yeah, there was a bunch of weird tunnels.
It moves through rock like we move through air.
Mm-hmm.
That's their exact wording.
Their exact
Which,
wording.
I don't think that's how that works, but
Yeah,
okay.
it does if you're a silicone fucking pizza monster. So
Because I don't think generally when I move through air, I'm destroying all of the air around me, but okay.
you don't know. What if your brain is fucking using Wi-Fi from a box on another planet? What if nothing you know
Well,
is real?
I would hope that if that were the case, my life would be better, but no.
Yeah, you would think, right? If I'm made of magic, why isn't everything better?
I
Anyway,
would hope the Wi-Fi box would have a better simulation, but
we all hope the Wi-Fi box is a better simulation. So I think
uh,
this is around the time where Spock is doing some more scans, and he's like, "Hey, it seems like there's only one of these monsters. Um, so like maybe this is the last one of this species, and maybe we shouldn't kill it." And Kirk is like, "No, we're gonna fucking kill it." And the miners are like, "Yeah, we want to kill it." And Spock is like, "Well, maybe don't kill it though, please."
I think his exact words are, "It's a crime against
Yeah,
science."
it's a crime against science. Spock really wants to get all up in there and see what happens to it.
And I think like Kirk says, "Okay, but we gotta kill it," and Spock's like, "Well, I agree. I'm just saying."
Yeah, Spock's like, "You're the captain, but like, I'd really like it if we didn't kill it." And Kirk, again, Kirk is adamant that we need to kill this thing.
I think when Kirk's like giving orders to everyone, he's like, or he's having Spock give out the orders, and
Mm-hmm.
Spock's like, "All right, so we kill it, or maybe we capture it. I don't know." And Kirk's like, "Hey, I didn't say capture. We kill it."
Yeah, yeah. He's like, maybe we capture it, and Kirk has to fucking put the kibosh on that real quick. But they send everybody out in a search party to search for the monster. Because the miners are like, yeah, we're not doing shit unless that thing's dead. Um, Kirk and Spock eventually find a couple of tunnels that they go down, and Kirk finds one that's lined with those silicon balls.
Hmm.
Um, they're just
Oh yeah, at what point does like Spock do that weird jujitsu thing where he convinces Kirk to let him stay with the like chasing party?
Oh yeah, I think that was just it was right after they send the rest of the miners off because then Kirk is like, Spock, I want you to go back to the ship, and Spock's like, but why? And he's like, well, this is going to be dangerous, and we can't both of us die.
And then Spock comes up with some bullshit number and be like, "Look, man, it's really unlikely that we'll both die." Despite there's no way
Yeah,
to actually calculate those
yeah,
numbers.
yeah. I think he gives some bullshit numbers. Like, look, it's super unlikely we'll both die, and Kirk's like, all right, good enough for me. Let's hang out, Spock.
He's like, "It's like 2,000 to 1 chance that we'll both die." And I'm like, I'm pulling that on gotcha every day, man.
2001, I like them.
Uh oh yeah, and the Enterprise crew all have phaser too. The miners decide they want to just try and kill it with clubs.
Yeah, they're like, our phasers don't work, so we'll just beat it to death with hammers and random metal that we found around here.
And they reuse the prop that Kirk was fighting Spock with back in what is it, This Side of Paradise?
Yeah, this side of paradise. Fucking, they know what's good to keep and what they can throw away.
Just like the space lead pipe.
This with the extra tape on it. I love that lead pipe.
Um,
So yeah, Kirk finds a bunch of eggs, and then the pizza monster appears, and it looks like it's going to attack Kirk, but it recognizes the phaser, so it doesn't. Um, and Kirk basically gets it to back down, and they're and sort of a standoff. And Kirk, again, moments ago was full gung ho. We need to murder this thing on sight. Is like, maybe I don't want to kill it immediately.
I mean, I know they called Kirk a barbarian in the like last episode. He doesn't really have it in him to kill. He's not a killer.
Yeah, yeah, he's
Most
not.
of the time when presented with an opportunity to kill, he will not take it.
He'll tell people to kill. And maybe he'll hit the kill a guy button occasionally, but yeah, he will not just fucking put a gun in somebody's face and pull the trigger.
He loves fighting, but he doesn't like killing.
That's true. The man does love to throw a punch. And who doesn't? Sometimes his entire body. Um, I think at this point Spock rolls up and manages to find them and is immediately ready to shoot to kill. Spock has 180'd on the saving, if it means saving potentially Kirk from dying. But Kirk manages to stop him and is like, "Hey, you know how you've been mind melding? why don't you try mind melding with the rock monster? And Spock's like, that's fucking stupid. All right, give me a chick.
Yeah, the mind meld seems intensely unpleasant for both of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it at first he like mind melds with it and he's not touching it and he's able to feel, oh yeah, that thing it's in pain. Remember when you shot that thing off of it? You shot its space dick off, by the way. And it's really pissed
Yeah,
about that.
Starship Troopers also stole from this episode.
Yeah, that's what which
It's afraid.
afraid. How old is the book Starship Troopers?
Ooh, that's a good question. Ship Troopers. No, not the film.
Yeah.
59.
59. Oh wow. Okay. Maybe it's the other way around then.
I don't know if the psychics were a part of the book though.
I
I never read the book.
my dad did. I believe they were.
Hmm.
I don't know about the It's Afraid, but I believe the Neil Patrick Harris being psychic and finding out that they can communicate is an important part of it. I think I have another friend who read the book. I'll ask him. I'm reading other books. I don't have time for books. But anyway, Spock mind melds with the silicon monster, finds out that it's in pain. And this also teaches the silicon monster English, and it uses its acid to write a message.
It has very good handwriting, but very poor grammar.
Yeah. It immaculate handwriting for not having hands or really being able to write. Oh yeah, and Spock does some fantastic pain acting.
So I do want to mention one thing that sticks in my craw as a nerdy sci-fi fan.
Mm-hmm.
So Spock immediately learns that the creatures are called Hortas.
Mm-hmm.
This creature has no mouth. It can't pronounce Horta. Why does it call itself that?
Yeah. How does it? What exactly
Like, call me Horta. You can't make that noise. That's not what you're called.
Well, obviously, if you were as smart as Spock, you'd be able to translate from Silicon to English, and that's what it is.
Like, to bring up Ryan Gosling again, they kind of do it right in Hail Mary, where, yeah, these creatures don't talk like us, and we just have to call them something.
Yeah. Like, they're going to have whatever their language is, and you just got to make up a word for it.
Like, his name is not pronounceable by humans, so we just gotta call him Rocky.
Yeah, Rocky. Yeah, that is one of those nitpicks.
And this happens all the time and across all of sci-fi is you have an alien creature with no human mouth, but they're called like the Blues Becks or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, that or just every alien in the universe just happens to speak English. Stargate is the first thing that comes to mind for that. Oh, these ancient Egyptians all spoke English? That's fucking weird. Anyway. So yeah, they learn that it's a horchata or whatever. And they're really adamant, hey, we need to get that retardation mechanism. Which I like it was called a pump earlier. We know what it like you didn't need to do that, but you did.
Yeah. I think Kirk does find it amongst like the creature's destroyed eggs.
Yeah. Yeah.
It gives him cryptic hints onto where to go to get it. It's like go down the tunnel to the
it gives him like
Chamber of Eternity.
The pillar of eternity and the fucking the room of destiny, and it's like, bitch, just tell me right or left.
Creature has no concept of right or left. It only knows eternity and agony.
Eternity and the fucking egg chamber. I think this is around the time that they call for Bones. They're like, hey, get the doctor in here, but don't let anybody else in here.
Yeah. So Bones shows up and I believe he protests to healing the monster because he's a doctor, not a bricklayer.
Not a fucking bricklayer, Jim. This thing's made out of rock. I'm a people
laying bricks.
Yeah. Fun fact, he may actually be a bricklayer and a cowboy.
A lot of scenes with him with like fucking cement caked on his hands.
Yeah. He's just going to town on the monster while they're trying to find the pump thing. Spock continues to mind meld with it and learns more information about the history. So every like 5,000 years, all but one of the entire species dies, and then they resurrect via the silicon eggs.
Yeah, I guess a single one of their species just lays all of those fucking eggs.
Yeah.
Cannot be great for genetic diversity, but okay.
Super weird, but whatever. We got a fucking show to do. So yeah, they learn that that's how they reproduce. That's why there's only one. That's why there are a bunch of eggs. They are very adamant that they are not dangerous at all. They're not aggressive at all. Don't worry about how many of them they killed. They just want to live on this planet, and they're totally cool with sharing it. Absolutely love the idea of sharing. Just don't kill me, please, God.
I mean, Kirk does outright say, hey, man, they left you alone until you started murdering their kids.
Yeah. And they don't really get into it, but yeah, they find a room with a bunch of broken silicon balls, so I guess they were just like playing soccer with them or whatever. They seemed like very aloof and not caring about it, but they were also just destroying a bunch of them.
Yeah. I think I've mentioned last time that there's a lot of parallels to Mickey 17 here.
Mm-hmm.
With the monsters that we thought were monsters, but are actually highly intelligent.
They're actually very intelligent and just
are totally cool with sharing their planet, even though there's no benefit to them in that.
Yeah, seriously. Oh, it was 50,000 years. That's right.
Jesus.
So yeah, the miners get impatient. They want blood. They pull like a straight up, hey, look over there. The Starfleet guy turns his head and they just beat him to death with a club.
Oh yeah, I think you noted that this is the first time that we hear "I'm not a doctor, I'm a whatever."
Yeah.
Wiki confirms that this is indeed the first time that phrase comes up.
Right. The iconic "I'm a doctor, not a blank Jim." Yeah, that was fun. I was right. So yeah, the miners come in. They're looking for blood. They managed to stop them, and then I think Bones is like, "All right, I fixed it. I cured it with the power of fucking quickset cement all over my hands."
Oh yeah, the Horta is like dying somehow.
Yeah, they shot off its space dick, and that's where all of its blood goes. So it was gonna die.
I guess the wound was pretty nasty looking.
Yeah, the wound was like all gray and fucked up. They put some effort into making sure you know where it was shot and that it was serious.
Looked kind of like pussy or whatever.
Yeah, despite it not having fucking pus probably. But Bone saves it because he's amazing. And then they get the miners to stand down and be like, hey, these guys can dig tunnels for you. They won't kill any more of you. Just don't destroy their eggs. And you can have all the fucking shit you can mine.
I forget what the fantasy element they said was. It was like progeum or something.
Oh, yeah, pergeum or something. Yeah, because it sounded like per diem. And I was like, wait a second. But I guess that's what like space reactors run on. Not the one in the mine, of course. That runs on other bullshit.
Yeah, I think this is before they like settled down on a thing that our spaceships run on, because I think it eventually becomes like dilithium.
Yeah,
trilithium.
Dilithium crystals is a phrase I hear a lot.
Yeah, bicentennial crystal.
Yeah, my favorite. My favorite man, starring Robin Williams.
Mint in box.
Never remove from box. So yeah, the episode ends. They go to the ship. Everything's great in the mine now. The babies are hatching, and everybody loves them, and everybody's happy. And then Kirk is talking to Spock like, "Hey, so what'd you see in that thing's head?" And Spock is like, "Well, you know how you said it was ugly? Well, they think you're ugly, but they think I'm hot because I got fucking Vulcan ears." And Kirk's like, yeah, "What the fuck ever, buddy."
I think he also says like, Spock, I think you're becoming more human every day. And Spock's like, I don't have to take this.
He's like, don't insult me like that, Captain.
And there's our HR violation.
There's our HR violation right at the end.
And everybody laughs.
Everybody laughs and claps.
Also, they do not show us a baby Horta because they do not have the budget to make a tiny lasagna.
Yeah, which would have been a shame because they cut a piece of the Horta off. You could have just said that was the baby. But yeah, we don't get to see the babies. We don't get to see the eggs hatch or anything like that. You just get the one guy in his giant fucking piece of lasagna sheet.
But yeah, this is one of the more well-regarded episodes of Star Trek. It has a good, meaningful message in there
Yep.
of not judging books by their cover.
Mm-hmm. Not killing monsters just because they killed scores of your guys and learning to coexist, which is kind of what Star Trek's whole thing was.
Don't go into other planets and start breaking things willy-nilly.
Yeah. Mine all you want, but don't break the weird silicon balls. And we didn't really mention it, but Bones calls it silicone the entire episode.
Yeah. Yes. Everyone else is saying silicon correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Bones is saying silicone.
Which is what boobs are made out of, not what computers are made out of.
Well, it's what my favorite boobs are made out of, but...
Look, we're a Star Trek podcast, not a fucking truth about surgery podcast. As far as anyone's concerned, they're all made out of silicone.
It's just like a bag of sand.
It's like a bag of sand. They never flop over. Perfect.
I guess on to the next one, huh?
Yeah, the Errand of Mercy, I believe.
The Errand of Mercy, our first appearance of Klingons.
Yes, the Klingons.
This is like 90% Kirk and Spock. I don't think Bones even shows up at all.
Yeah, I don't think he does. We do get some Sulu, which is nice, but not a whole lot.
Sulu gets put in the captain's chair and they don't really do anything with it.
Yeah.
He's just in charge of the ship while Kirk and Spock are gone. Uhura's there giving us panty shots.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever the
Boy,
ship gets rocked by photon torpedoes or whatever.
Yeah.
But our other guest stars are well, we have Klingons. We have the main Klingon Core and all of his lackeys. This is a white guy in Klingon face.
Boy, is he.
They put a fake mustache on him. They put some brown makeup on him. I think it's supposed to evoke like Yellow Peril kind of face.
Yeah, it kind of seems that way. Very.
I don't know if he's supposed to be like Middle Eastern or Chinese, maybe some of both.
Maybe a little both, so nobody can get too mad at him. Maybe that was the idea.
Yeah. And then we also have the Council of Old Men on the planet, the natives of this planet that they're visiting.
If I had a nickel for every fucking council of old men. Anyway, continue.
Star Trek gives a lot of old ass actors work to do.
It's true. I think you should leave their time.
So the planet begins with the Federation is they're at war with the Klingons, or
yeah, it basically starts.
Cold War.
They're like, hey, Klingons are gonna start doing shit. We may be going to war.
Yes, they're expecting a surprise attack from the Klingons.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not really a surprise, but anyway, in the disputed territory, there is a planet that is perfect for setting up a base of operations, and the Federation wants to deny it to the Klingons by any means necessary. So the Enterprise beams down to it, and they find the people are very congenial, but also technologically unadvanced. And they also seem very resistant to the Enterprise's attempts to help them, get rid of the Klingons. They want nothing to do with any sort of war at all.
Yeah.
And then the Klingons show up, and they immediately start attacking the Enterprise, so the Enterprise has to, like, scoop boots out of there back to the fleet and bring in the cavalry. And they start occupying the planet, and the the hosts, the Council of Elders, tries to disguise Kirk and Spock as some of themselves, and that works for a little bit until uh, I guess the Klingons press too hard and they get given away.
Yeah, Kirk, unfortunately, unable to shut his fucking mouth ever.
Yeah, Kirk keeps being very resistant, which marks him apart from the rest of the what do they call this? The people on this planet,
Oh, God. Yeah,
Organians.
Organians, Organa or something, I believe the planet is.
Yeah, the Organians all have, as the Klingons say, a stupid smile, and Kirk does not have that.
No.
He's very mad this entire episode.
So angry.
But yeah, eventually Kirk and Spock mount a little two-man resistance against the Klingons, and the Organians have had enough of that because they do not like fighting on their planet. And it turns out they're godlike alien beings, so they just stop all fighting everywhere
They just
for
stopped the
both of
whole
these
fucking
planets.
war.
And like both Kirk and Core kind of have a crash out moment where they're like, "You gotta let me fight."
Come on, man. It's all I know. It's all I'm good at.
Kirk's like, "I didn't want this war, but you gotta let me fight, man.
But I gotta.
You can't do this to me."
Come on, man. Just one more.
And anyway, both of them are forced to go home with their tail behind their legs.
Yeah.
The end.
The end. Yeah, what a fucking weird climax. But yeah, we got a lot of aliens. We sure have an alien in this episode. A little less rocky, a little more
Yeah. I think they're interesting in their mindset is totally alien to us.
oh yeah. Yeah, they're just like fucking no, we're good. We don't need anything. It's fine. Stop it. That's the thing is they're so passive that they won't even tell them like, "Hey, we got this. Just fucking go." Like they really are just like,
They're
"Nah, it's
extremely
fine,
resistant
whatever."
to telling Kirk that they are godlike beings who can just stop the war if they wanted to.
Yeah.
But um, as far as the Klingons go, it's a good introduction to them and their way of thinking.
Yeah, it's obviously there's been a lot of changes to both the look and mythos of the Klingons since fucking 1968. But there's a lot of stuff that I picked up on is like, oh yeah, this is like the Klingons from Next Generation and Worf, the few things that I am familiar with.
Yeah, the Klingons do become a much more like honor focused society in TNG because in TOS they're much more what is it like deceptive.
Yeah, I
Um,
just like yeah, like overbearing and fucking it's kind of funny seeing them after the Romulans because it kind of seems like the Romulans are also like that, but they're even more like anti-honor and they're like, yeah, no, we'll just disappear and kill you guys. We don't give a fuck. And like the Klingons are at least like, hey, we're gonna post rules. If you break them, you die, but we'll at least tell you the fucking rules.
the Klingons are like explicitly expansionist
Yeah.
too. Like
Yeah, like very militaristic, but not like hierarchically, like fucking to the point of mimicking Caesar like the Romulans, but yeah, also very much expansionist.
like I guess you could say they're like the space Mongols to the Romulan space Rome.
Yeah, I think very much that is what they were going for in fucking look and ideology.
But
Yeah, so
what's in your notes?
the episode opens. We get Sulu in the chair again, which is always nice to see. And like you were saying, there's talk about the Klingons. There's war. I guess there was a breakdown with some sort of fucking peace treaty or whatever. And yeah, there's going to be a sneak attack, but no, we got shot. The Enterprise gets shot up, and you get a bunch of upskirts of Uhura, and the whole fucking everybody has to do the pretend to rock around on the set, even though it's not moving.
Yeah, they I think they perfected that technology in TNG.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, it was definitely like this one, for the most part, it felt like there was a lot of close-ups of Kirk and Spock, so they didn't have to show the whole bridge. But there were a few shots where people were just throwing themselves all over the place and be like, all right, we'll just make it look good.
doing the John Wick falling down the stairs.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, they learn that there's a habitable planet sort of in between fucking Federation space and Klingon territory, and the Klingons are probably going to take it, so they got to go in and tell them and defend them and stuff. And Kirk very fucking specifically says, Sulu, you're in charge, which I believe is the first time we've ever seen Sulu be the fucking guy in charge.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the org chart on the Enterprise is right now.
Yeah, because I believe literally last episode or a couple of episodes ago, Scotty was in charge.
Maybe they're like, what is it, lateral to each other on the organization.
Yeah, maybe.
Like,
All right,
if
who's
it's
on the
not
bridge?
Spock, then it has to be Sulu or Scotty.
Yeah. It's whoever
Whoever's
happens
closest
to
to
be
the
on the
bridge.
bridge, yeah.
Maybe Scotty was taking PTO. He doesn't show up this episode.
Yeah, Scotty's like, after that fucking pump bullshit, I'm taking the time off. So I think it's just Kirk and Spock that go down there, and they meet up with the Organians, and everything looks very ancient. They have like a big wooden fucking gate that leads into a town, but also like they have a giant castle on the hill, which I think Spock remarks like that's kind of out of touch for the rest of this shit.
They're reusing a medieval set.
Yeah. But like looking at it, it wouldn't seem like a giant castle on the hill is that weird, but Spock specifically remarks like it's kind of weird that that's here. But the point is they're very primitive. And very affable. They don't talk to a lot of the people except for old council man.
Yeah, I think he's basically the only one with lines.
Yeah. So they look for a leader, and Kirk finds a guy and he's like, oh yeah, we don't have a leader, but I can take you to the council. By the way, I'm the leader of the council. Fucking asshole. So Kirk is like, hey, there's these bad guys called the Klingons. They're bad, and they're going to come here. And I'm with the Federation, and I'm good. So let me help you. And they're like, nah, we're good. We'll be fine. Kirk's like, no, you don't understand. They're going to kill you. And nah, it's fine. You should get out of here, though. You're in danger. And very much like resistant to help, but also concerned for Kirk and Spock. Like, we'll be fine, but you guys need to leave. And Kirk is like, you got this backwards, motherfucker. I'm here to save you.
Yeah, they kind of go in circles about this for a while.
Long enough for the fucking Klingons to show up and bust the door down.
I think, oh yeah, doesn't one of the old guys like have a psychic vision of them showing up?
Yeah.
Before like Kirk and Spock even notice?
Yeah, he tells them what's going to happen. And they're like, how can he do that? And Organa Man's like, don't worry about it.
Which really should have been Kirk's first hint that there's something up here, but he never really questions it.
Yeah. And there was also Kirk is like, look, we don't want to dominate you. We can help you. We can improve your lives. You could feed 1,000 with what used to only feed one. And they're like, no, we don't need any of that. And Kirk is just very confused and flustered by the whole, like, I'm trying to help you, damn it.
Yeah, Kirk, he's a little bit of a Federation chauvinist.
A little bit, yeah. Like, look, we're the best, and anything else sucks, but we can make you like us. Sort of like a Viltrumite if they were less, murdery.
Because I think Picard would have got the message after the first time.
Mm-hmm.
He would have been like, oh, you don't want our help? Okay.
Yeah. All right, they don't want it. Fucking, they can deal with the Klingons. I don't give a fuck.
There's 1,000 other planets that want our help.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, I guess the orders are to prevent the Klingons from taking the planet, so they would have just posted up outside the planet.
Yeah, they could have just fucking hung out outside and just fucking, all right, we're just going to sit here in space and shoot shit. Don't worry about us. But yeah, the psychic old man warns them, and then the Klingons show up, and they burst through the door with all the fucking bravado and pomp and circumstance you expect from the first Klingon encounter.
And yo, that guy cheeked up.
That man has got all the cake. The head Klingon, what was his name? Gorn? Korn? Kor, yeah, that's right. Oh man. He ran that set and he knew it. Love him.
I don't think he's quite on the level of Khan, but yes, he's a very charismatic villain.
I want to call him Genghis Cunt. I know I can't say that on YouTube, but that's the first thing that popped into my head.
Yeah, gonna have to bleep that one before the VOD goes out.
Yeah, fucking whatever. Um, yeah, just before this, they dressed up Kirk and Spock to try and disguise them as Organians. Kirk's fine. Spock's got those goddamn ears, so they come up with a story like, "Oh yeah, no, he's a Vulcan traitor. That's totally a thing that happens." And they also dress him up to look exactly like the main character from Dragon Quest II.
Yeah. Spock looks good in a cape.
Spock always looks good in a cape, and it's a little bit pink. He can rock it. He can do it. But yeah, like a blue tunic and a pink sort of like scarf cape. Looks good.
They just give Kirk like a yellow tunic version of his uniform.
Yeah, Kirk just looks like a random farmer or whatever. He gets the dregs. Spock is what they've spent the time on.
They also give them like fur like boot covers.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
which I guess everybody on the planet's wearing.
I think they made it a point when they gave them the clothes, the Organians also took away their communicators and phasers and wouldn't tell them where they are. So Kirk's kind of pissed about that. But if they're trying to pretend to be this very primitive planet, I think they're like, well, you can't have that stuff because that's not what we have.
Yeah, forget what happens after that.
Yeah, the Khan, whatever. He shows up and he's like, "Sup, I'm Khan, I run the place. You guys are my bitches now. I need somebody who's going to help me tell everybody that the Klingons run this place. And I fucking hate all your goddamn smiles." But then he looks at Kirk and he's like, "Oh, yeah, you look like a man who will listen to people." And Kirk just starts mouthing off and almost getting himself in trouble because he just can't not mouth off with a fucking Klingon.
I think Kor immediately takes a liking to him because of that too.
Yeah, he's like, you're a fighter.
Conflict.
Yeah. It's like, oh, a man almost as racist as me, I see. I can work with this. So
I think they also threatened them with like a Klingon mind scanner, which is like apparently an incredibly painful and invasive procedure.
Yeah, they mention it because like they're very wary of Spock being there and being Vulcan. They're like, hey, Vulcan, we like Vulcans less than we like humans. So they immediately take him in for like questioning while Kor takes Kirk over to his new fucking office to like Xerox some fucking rule sheets or whatever. And that's when Kor's telling him like, yeah, we got this thing, mind scanner, mind ripper, whatever you want to call it. It'll tell us anything we want to know. So don't lie because we can just do that.
It'll flay Julienne and dice your mind.
Even fry it and fillet it. So Kirk again, just getting like more and more pissed, but kind of barely going along with the whole charade. So yeah, Kor is like, yeah, we're going to put up this list of new laws that you have to follow. And if you break any of them, you die. But, just follow the laws and you'll be fine. Eventually Spock comes back and he gets some time with Kirk and he's like, yeah, they used the mind ripper on me, but I'm a Vulcan, so I can just shield defense that. But you puny humans, you can't do that. He'll know immediately if they take you in for questioning. So don't do that.
Spock being OP once again.
Once again. But having very, very thin legs. The leggings were not kind to Spock, I will say that.
He's a very tall, lanky man.
Yeah.
Which is why that cloak does him so many favors.
Cloaks are good on the tall and lanky, that's true. So yeah, eventually they get some time alone and they're like, all right, well, if you fucking dumbass Organians aren't going to do anything about this, then I'm going to start a rebellion. And they decide they're just going to blow some shit up. I don't remember exactly what it is they blow up.
Oh, it's like a ammo stockpile or something?
Yeah, it's some military fucking asset that they're like, yeah, we'll just blow this up.
Yeah, I think they do a little bit of Metal Gear Solid to get in there too.
Yeah, they gotta fucking take a guy down with Vulcan precision and plant some bombs and get out of there. It
And
looked
then he
like
goes
they
and brags about it.
yeah, he goes and brags about it to the Organians, and they're like, "What do you fucking no? We don't want any of that. Stop it."
I think the Klingons kill some hostages too over it.
Yeah, the Core comes in and he's like, "Hey, we heard you guys were blowing shit up. First, I'm gonna kill 200 people, and then you're gonna tell me who did it, or I'm gonna kill 200 more every hour." And the Organians are not really fazed by this. They don't really give a shit.
I
Um,
think the turning point is when they threaten to like mind rape Kirk, and then they just give him up because they're like, "Well, we can't be having that."
yeah, they're like this fucking I forget the fake name that they gave Kirk. Um,
Mm.
but they're like, yeah,
It
this
sounded like that casino that's near us.
yeah, exactly. Um, old Black Oak Kirk. Um, yeah, they threaten to mind dilate Kirk. Because they're like, this guy's suspicious, and I don't think he's an Organian. So then the council's like, oh yeah, no, his name is Captain James T. Kirk. He's from the Federation. He's not actually one of us. Just immediately fold under no pressure. Kirk is like, hey, what the fuck, guys? But
His
Core's
logic, I think, was, "Hey, they're gonna hurt you if we don't give you up.
yeah.
So this leads to you not getting hurt, right?"
Something else that they said with the mind rippers, like, yeah, normally after this, if we really go hard on you, there's nothing left. We literally take your mind out and you're just a husk. So I think the Organians don't want that to happen. So they figure it's
Yeah.
better to just tell them than to have that permanently damage Kirk.
And Kirk's like, "I could have took it.
He's
I
like,
could have tanked
I'm
that.
cool. Do you have any idea how many times I tricked a racist robot? I could have done it.
I've got so much block, you don't know."
You don't even know. Core does recognize the name Kirk, so he is famous enough outside of the Federation as well.
Um, the the Enterprise is the what is it, the flagship,
Yeah.
I suppose.
But yeah, I thought that was interesting. I feel like that's one of the few times someone like outside of Starfleet has recognized Kirk. Um,
Yeah, we don't actually meet a lot of people outside of Starfleet yet.
mm-hmm. Let's see. Yeah, I think this is around the time where Core is like, "Oh yeah, Kirk, you're a big fighter guy. We're not so different, you and I." Not quite to the same way as the Romulans, but I think this is when Kirk starts trying to fight him.
I think, yeah, Cora's like, "Oh, we're the same," parentheses, derogatory.
Derogatory, yeah.
Whereas the Romulans are like, "Oh, you and I, we're alike,"
We are
complimentary.
alike. Um,
Um,
yeah, I think they start fighting. And then I think this is when the Organians finally reveal themselves.
yeah, I think they do like that dark crystal thing where they all merge together or whatever.
Yeah, that was weird. They just sort of like, yeah, merged into a single being, and they cast some mind spell, and suddenly everything is too damn hot to handle.
Um, oh yeah, I think the Organians also just say like when it's like they killed 200 of your people. It's like, no, they didn't.
Yeah, it's like they killed 200. It's like, nah, they think they did.
And also they're like, so I'm giving this speech on both of your home planets right now.
Yeah, yeah. So they
Stop fighting.
they cast a spell, and the fighting stops because whenever anyone tries to like punch the other guy, it's too hot. They can't touch him. This also affects everybody on the Enterprise, and we're told everybody on the Klingon ships. And then the councilman is like, "Yeah, I'm talking to you guys, but I'm also on all of your home planets, and just trust me on this one." And he's like, yeah, we're actually like a fucking super intelligent race, and you're gonna stop fighting, and we're gonna make you stop fighting because we can fucking do that.
I think he also says like, "Hey, you guys being here is extremely painful for
Yeah,
us."
the like other things doing violence causes us pain, which is why we're stopping you.
Uh, I think he also says that like in the future, Klingons and humanity will be like great allies.
Yeah, he mentions they can see into the future, and it's like you guys are gonna be fucking friends in the future, and I think both Kirk and Core scoff at that.
I don't think that even manifests until like Deep Space Nine.
I mean, like they're the Klingon in TNG, they've got Worf. They're at least working together in some capacity.
Um, it's kind of a Cold War situation in TNG actually,
Oh, is it? Hmm.
because Worf was raised by humans.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, he
Ah.
was. So they what do they call it? Like the Star Trek Sokovia Accords or some stupid shit.
Mm-hmm.
But they're basically in like a stalemate peace
Mm-hmm.
at in the time of TNG, and Worf was like a war orphan who was taken in by humans.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot more sense now.
So that's why he joined up with Starfleet.
That's okay. Yeah. So he really is just like a no offense, Michael Dorn worse Spock.
Kinda, yeah.
Okay, well that makes sense. Um, but yeah, Kirk is not happy that this magic space being is just stopping the war. He's like, there are proper channels you got to go through to stop war. You can't just do that. And
He's literally like a 5-year-old having a tantrum because they broke up a fight.
yeah, it's like, I want a war. You can't just do that. You got to do it the right way. Um, but the Organians aren't having it, and they just like, hey, we're stopping the war now. Fucking get off my goddamn planet, and we're gonna turn into fucking weird light bulbs and fly away.
I think Core even at some point is like, "Yo, Kirk, we can take him."
Yeah, he very specifically is like, we can take him. Like he is totally cool teaming up with a human as long as it means kicking somebody's ass.
If they're not going to let us fight, we can take him.
Mm-hmm.
Then we can fight.
Then we can fight.
Because my man just wants to fight.
He just wants to fight. That's all he wants to do is walk that dumpy around town and fight.
He's the Russell Crowe of his era.
And then yeah, the episode pretty much just ends. They go back to the fucking Enterprise. There's no more war for now.
I think Kirk is kind of ruminating on how immature we are as a species compared to the Organians.
Yeah, they mentioned it was like millions of years of evolution or something.
He's like, man, I was getting all bent out of shape about a war I didn't even want.
Yeah, they just can stop it. Maybe I have a lot to learn as he looks off wistfully into the corner.
I think the last line from Core before they leave the planet is like, it would have been glorious.
Yeah, it would have been glorious.
Wish we could have fought.
I wish we could have fought.
Maybe next time.
The righteous James D. Kirk.
But anyway, the Klingons do come back eventually, so I guess this little peace treaty didn't last forever.
Yeah, I figured it would.
The Organians got bored eventually.
Can't be everywhere all the time, I guess. Or maybe they're not immune to having their planet blown up and they know that.
And yeah, Sulu gets to do nothing.
Yeah, Sulu gets to be in charge and go get more fleet and then nothing.
I do remember at the start of the episode, like, Kirk is like, all right, Sulu, so if the Klingons come up, and Sulu's like, I kill them? And he's like, no, you run away, Sulu.
You run away, Mr. Sulu. Do not save me. Do not kill the Klingons. Old Sulu, if I see a gun in the forest, I'm going to pick it up.
We can take them.
We can take him, Kirk. I got a gun. Where'd you get a gun? Don't worry about it.
I know. I like that characterization of Sulu. Is that he's a little trigger happy,
Yeah, a little gung ho. I joined for the action. Captain.
He's a bit of a swashbuckler.
Yeah, exactly.
Likes adventure.
Boy, does he.
Um, yeah, that it's
Yeah,
an episode with a weird ending, but
it is weird. They're all geared up for war, and then, but I
the
guess we will.
tete-a-tete between Kirk and Core is fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun to see the Klingons and how like they're kind of like the Klingons that I know from the future, but also very different. They don't have the head ridges, by the way. That's a thing for later,
No.
I learned.
Yes, I told you about the Enterprise plot line,
Yeah. Um
which we'll get to that in the podcast when we get to that, I guess.
yeah. A lot of a lot of white guys in some face paint that was maybe a little too dark.
Honestly, would you want brown people in these roles? Would you want people of color playing this shifty yellow peril character?
I mean, if they're getting paychecks, maybe.
Well, let's rate them.
Let's rate them. So, Devil in the Dark.
Hmm.
Hmm.
For me, I'd put it somewhere around Man Trap.
That's what I was thinking. I was looking at Man Trap and I'm like, is this better than Man Trap?
I like the monster more than the Man Trap monster.
I definitely, yeah. It's
As a creature feature, I think it's better than Man Trap because how many kills does a Man Trap monster get? Like 2?
yeah, like 2, and it's mostly human shaped for most of it, whereas this one, it's a
Yeah.
monster the whole time. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
And I like the message of it. And I think the Horta is a very thought-provoking monster, especially for the 1960s.
Oh yeah, fucking hey, look at this completely different life form, and I don't like the flip flopping of everyone so much, but it ends up
Yeah,
not being a huge deal.
it's a crime against science.
It's a crime against science.
I think that one also did a lot of favors for environmentalism, at least planting the seeds of, hey, maybe we shouldn't kill the last of a living thing.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't just fucking kill everything with all of our mining and shit. Maybe we should
Maybe we shouldn't
fucking
invade a native species habitat and destroy it.
yeah. Maybe they can help us if you weren't such a dick about it.
It is kind of a raw deal for the Horta.
That yeah, I forget. Like I feel like they mentioned what they get out of it, but it seems like not much.
Yeah, in proportion to what the humans get out of it.
Yeah.
I don't. You get to not die.
You get to hang out with some humans, I guess, or whatever.
And then Errand of Mercy. Where's that one go?
Of Mercy. Hmm.
Hmm. Maybe somewhere around Arena.
You think so?
I don't know.
Thinking, yeah. You know what? Do I like it more than Court Martial?
Hmm.
No. Yeah. It does have good Kirk characterization, but there's not nearly as much. Yeah, I think are we thinking above Arena?
Core is the most iconic thing about it. Yeah.
Cool, yeah.
Um, it's not quite as action-packed as Arena was.
It's not. Yeah. Core is not. We definitely get a lot more important alien than Arena, but
I think in as far as the messaging of like peace is cool, I think Arena delivers that better.
yeah, no, I'm with you on that. Yeah, it's way less heavy-handed. More organic.
Because this one just kind of ends with like, hey man, stop.
Come on. You
Like,
know what?
Kirk has not come to the conclusion that he should stop fighting on his own.
I think I am going to put it below this side of paradise because I'm sorry, nothing beats fucking mint
Georgia.
julep. A Georgia mint julep. I mean, clearly,
If only the Council of Elders had passed Core and Kirk a mint julep,
if
they could have settled
only
the differences.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's an appropriate place.
Yep. All right. Well, there's our rankings thus far.
Yeah, let's see what's coming up
What is
next.
coming up next?
Ba, 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 ba. Believe we looked at it a little when we were there, but no, 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 not that one, not that one. Uh, oh, those are season 2 episodes. That's why I'm so off. We got The Alternative Factor and The City on the Edge of Forever.
Ooh.
So, according to Wiki, The Alternative Factor is one of the worst episodes of Star Trek, and The City on the Edge of Forever is one of the best.
Oh. Well, that'll be interesting. Yeah, we've gotten a lot in a row that have been like pretty close to each other, I'd say. So this will be nice to have a true dichotomy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, City on the Edge of Forever is I remember it. It's quite good.
Excellent.
Alternative
Look forward
Factor,
to
I don't remember as much.
it. Probably for a reason. All right. Unfortunately, I have dinner with my parents, so I guess we got to wrap this thing up.
All right. Well, we didn't really have a third thing, so
Not
not much to
really.
talk about there.
Go see fucking Project Hail Mary. It's a good movie.
Yeah, that would have been appropriate, but
Yeah.
we decided not to pod.
Yeah. We got Rocks and Aliens. It's a movie. It's got Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
Check it out sometime.
Go see generational talent Ryan Gosling do his thing.
Yeah. And hey, fucking Mario movie comes out next week, so while you're at the theater, you could go see that if you give a shit about the theater industry, I guess.
Yeah, go see Metroid. Go see Metroid Crawl.
Go see Metroid. My favorite Metroid is Mother Brain.
You think Samus is going to show up in there? Do you think all of that interview was just a bunch of hints as to what's going to be in the movie?
I don't. I really don't. I think there is going to be like a secret that they're holding back, but I don't think it's going to be Samus.
Putting in Star Fox before Samus, that's wild.
Miyamoto actually likes Star Fox. He just keeps fucking it up.
Do you think Sakurai would want a Nepo baby Kirby in?
100%.
Kid
He's probably
Icarus?
asking every fucking day, when am I getting a Kirby? When am I getting a Kirby?
I think they'll keep Kirby in their back pocket because they know he'll sell merch on his own.
Oh, yeah. He'll sell merch in every country.
Oh my god, can you imagine the Kirby popcorn bucket?
All right, Ryan Reynolds, we've seen what you've done with popcorn buckets. I'm taking it to the next level. Oh, yeah.
All right, well.
Have a
catch
good
you guys
week,
next
everybody.
week.
Yep. Bye.
Laters.